So I recently decided to pick this up from my girl's dad. These were their mini bikes whenever they were kids, and he just kind of let it rot in the backyard, so I decided to revive it. And currently right now what I'm going to try to do, what I basically already started doing is I don't think this carb is getting fuel, and I also think the carb needs a rebuild or just a new carb. But you can see right here, I filled it up with fuel, but it's like clogged up right here, so I'm pretty sure this carb isn't even getting fuel on top of it all. When I got this mini bike at first, this cord was also dragging on the floor, so imagine it this far out. What else? I cleaned the spark plug. I'm pretty sure it's just not getting fuel, but the thing is not running currently, so I went ahead and bought some parts and ordered them. My main focus for this is going to be a quick, cheap build, because it's March right now, and with spring coming around the corner, I'm going to see if I can go to the lake. And I think I'd like to have this thing just drive around a little bit, or just drive around in the neighborhood or something. Really, there's no reason I bought it. I just bought it because it was cheap and thought it'd be a cool build to do. So let's go show you the parts that I bought. Here we have the new carb. I'm hoping it's the same exact one from the looks of it. And for sure we need a new fuel line, because look at this crap. Got a spark plug, some gaskets, and then I bought a new air filter for this, because this one right here is like completely disintegrated, or like when you press on it, it just crumbles, and this is broken too. So that's why I bought those. But this is going to be a really quick series. My main focus today, which I'm not going to be able to do because I like to listen to music and I need to buy a GoPro, but for now I'm just going to get this thing running, swap all these parts onto it, and then I'll put you on the stand to show y'all if it starts running. And once I get it running, I'm going to unbolt this whole engine. I don't know how to do that, never done it before, but it seems easy enough. I'm going to unbolt the whole engine, take the wheels and tires off, get this redone also, paint the frame. I was thinking about also adding a headlight here, possibly. Not too sure how I'm gonna do that, but I want to make it look like a cool little bike, not just get it running and drive it. Because this thing looks kind of beat up, honestly, and I think we could build something better. So yeah, that's my main focus right now, is just getting it running this first episode, and hopefully once I get it running, then I can just start taking the engine off, and then from there, like I said, wheels and tires. Tires have tread on them, but they're dry rotting, it looks like, so I'm probably just gonna buy some new ones. It has disc brakes, which is pretty cool. And yeah, so I'll keep you updated. Right now I'm just gonna take it all apart, learn as I go, because I don't even know how to work on this stuff, honestly. But I'm pretty sure it's no harder than an LS, I'm hoping. So stay tuned. I'll keep you updated as I go and see how far we can get with it. So she looks a little bit different right now. But I already got the air filter put on, the new carb, fuel line, cleaned up the tank a little bit also, which is what I recommend if you're trying to restore any kind of bike or anything that has an engine in it. If it has old gas in it, go ahead and take it out, which is what I did. Let's see if you can see. It's kind of low on gas now. But this is also a screen, so I just popped it off. And I used my compressor to blow it off. Get like all the trash that was in there. There we go. But yeah, so I went ahead, I got it running. I'll pull it for y'all just to show y'all here in a bit. But I took the wheels and tires off. I threw them out. They were old and dry rotted, like I was showing y'all. I went ahead and just bought some new ones at Summit, and I think it came out to $29. So I got them mounted and everything. But let me go ahead and put y'all down and show y'all how I got it running. Well, the phone fell down, but this is how it's looking right now. That rattling is from this pulley over here. Button up here. But yeah, I got it running and everything. That tune-up really helped it out, and y'all can't see it either. It's underneath. I did do a new spark plug also, like I showed y'all. Alright, so I know I showed y'all I was going to use 600 grit, and I did, but it was mainly for this flat piece right here, and then I tried using it on all these bars, and it just wasn't working out, so then I just got a new piece of Scotch-Brite or scuffing pad, whatever you want to call it, and that's basically what I did. What I did use, well, this is what I used for the frame, just so it was easier to wrap around. And then that I used on these somewhat flatter surfaces, which is the fenders right here. And this right here, I guess this goes over the chain. So I'm just gonna probably paint this flat black. Hopefully it comes out good. But yeah, as y'all can see too, I'm not sure if this is stickers, like not stickers, I'm not sure if this is like glue left over. Which I guess this stuff right here might be, but I think it just like embedded into the actual paint. And I guess I'm gonna have to scuff that up a bit more, get all this glue off. But this is how it's looking so far. I ended up also just leaving this handlebar on. And I think the handlebar I'm gonna just paint flat back also. I'm gonna have to do the same with that one that's over there. But this one, I could not get it off at all. So I just decided instead of having to buy a new one, I'm just gonna leave it how it is. And I'll tape around it when I paint the frame, and then when I want to paint that, then I'll tape up the frame. Yeah, it's going good so far. I still haven't decided what color I want to do, but I'm going to go ahead and prime everything so I can have everything ready to go, and I'll keep y'all updated. Now I just finished painting the frame and everything over there like you saw. This is the chain cover. It came out really nice, flat matte. This right here is that sticker. I think I mentioned it earlier. This is the sticker for that other Instagram page that I run. And I decided to put it in because I have an extra sticker laying around. And this is how the paint's gonna end up looking. Like I said, it's not gonna be glossy. I'm not a professional by any means. And then right here, I used the same paint for the cover over there for the wheels. And I think it came out really good also. I wasn't able to get out all the rust that's in there, and I know that's probably gonna start popping like it is right here. But that's a problem for another time. This car, or this bike, is gonna be left outside most of the time, maybe under a tarp, so it's gonna get beat up. Not really worried about it. I just wanna not put too much time into this thing because it's taken away from me working. But I do want to get it done because I know if I don't do it now, I'm never gonna do it. But yeah, I really like the finish how those came out. And then finally the frame. So y'all probably saw whenever I started painting it with it flipped over, and then let it cure or dry for at least 30-40 minutes. Then I flipped it back over because the part that really matters about this whole frame is the top side. But you also just want to paint the bottom side first, because if you don't, let's say you start with the top side and then flip it over, then flip it back over, you risk messing up the finish on the top side. So that's why I did it that way. This is how it came out so far. I'm happy with it, especially for rattle can stuff that I had laying around, not having to go to the store, trying to keep this as budget as possible. I think it came out pretty decent. I did about, bottom side I think I did 2 coats, top side I did 3 or 4. And that's all with that caliper paint that I showed y'all. And I'll put the links in the description, or at least comparable paint in the description. All right, boys and girls, so I went ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and redo the seat while I'm at it, because the old one, it's in the trash now, but look how dry rotted and cracked it is. It's crispy. So I know what y'all are thinking. Some of y'all might be doubting me. Some of y'all can maybe see the vision, but I did want a round seat, and I think it's gonna work out really well between the matte black and the red. But right now, I mean, it's pretty simple. This thing already has a backing plate, and the foam is decent, and I also just don't want to spend any more money on this thing. But it's looking like all they used to hold it in, there was no glue or anything. It was just staples. So I went ahead and bought a staple gun also, but an electric one. Because also coming soon, I'm going to be working on the headliner and the cat eye. There's going to be a whole interior update on that thing, but I figured I might as well get this now. Works fine since it is an electric one. I figured it had more force, but it will also be easier just because I wouldn't have to actually put pressure down, especially when I'm doing a headliner or any other kind of fabric. This fabric right here, I got it from Joann's. It was in the vinyl section. Because I want to say this is a little bit under a yard, probably half a yard, and it was $6. So you really can't beat that. All right, now it's just starting to look more like a mini bike. So I got a majority of the things bolted on. I went ahead and just fixed the throttle cable and the brake cable. I just tightened them up here so that they stay out of the way of everything else. I know this is kind of running right next to the exhaust, but I'm gonna see if it just holds up next to it. If not, I'll reroute it again. And then I went ahead and got some Tessa tape, just right over there that my uncle gave me. And just buttoned everything up here, zip tied it in the middle, and then wrapped it all up. So it stays out of the way and out of the elements for the most part. Even though this isn't waterproof, it'll help more than just having it hanging like it was. Cross-threaded 2 bolts for the engine, 2 of them are good, so that was fun. But this is just a quick update again. I was looking, I'm about to try and put the wheels and tires on, see how that looks. And then the last thing I gotta do is the seat because I got the wrong staples for the freaking gun, and I didn't know that was the difference. But this is how it's looking right now. I went ahead and bolted everything else up. So I'm gonna do the backs first, and then from there, the front, and then after that's done, this seat, by God, will get done today. It'll be the last thing I do. And yeah, got this thing. Take this back to Lowe's, hopefully. Hopefully they take it. Who knows? That's just a quick update of how it's looking right now. So yesterday, shout out Dale, I was pissed because I was running out of time. It was like 5:30 by the time I was trying to do all that. And then I just wanted to test drive it, see how it was running, if I could even drive the thing in general. And it was not driving me at all. It was acting like, I mean, I weigh 154 to 58 on a good day. And it was not, like I would sit on it and it would just bog out and it would not move at all. And I could not understand why. So I would just left everything. It's one of those days where you just gotta like give up. You lost for the day. Come back tomorrow with a level head and try and figure it all out. Bring it up. And I guess on those, you don't want to run them completely open on the choke. You want to give them a little bit of a closure. And it was actually running a lot better after that. And I was actually able to drive it down my street back and forth. And then I finally, so if you ever have one of these, you need to buy the Boss Stitch brand ones. Because I bought Arrow and them hose was not working. So just something to keep in mind. Got it bolted down. Everything is done on it. It looks a lot better in pictures and videos than in person. I can tell you where every single chip is, every single scratch is, especially underneath the frame now because I already banged it against some concrete
trying to pull it to my backyard. I'm not worried about it. Runs, drives fine. It's just, that's what it's built for. It's gonna get banged up, I already know, so I'm not trying to be perfect with it, but I'm glad I finally got to finish that thing, and I hope y'all enjoyed it. Thank y'all for tuning in. Catch y'all later. Update coming soon on the crew cab. I say it every video. I'm stalling because I don't want to do the video because I know it's going to take a lot of explanations. And I have an update for the interior coming too that I'm also going to have to do myself. So stay tuned for that. Peace.